We're excited to launch NewarkGo. I see Councilwoman McGyver is here, so hopefully we can get her on one of these bikes before we get out of here. I won't be doing it alone. We're going to provide up to 2,000 affordable electric scooters and bicycles to Newark residents, hopefully linking them to jobs, school, healthcare. Helps us increase mobility in a city where 50% of the people in the community do not own a car. That can be a negative thing, but it also is a positive thing. Positive for the environment. The negativity is that we have to make sure we create opportunities for people to get around, to have access. And I think that this does it in an affordable way. And I think unlike other places, we're concentrating on that equity and making sure that this mobile program is in fact affordable to the residents of the city to move around in the ways that they think that they can. And I know a lot of people think when you start seeing scooters and bikes and people doing these kind of things downtown, it signals maybe gentrification and all kinds of other things. But that's why we're concentrating on equity and affordability, because it's not about gentrification, it's about making sure that it's affordable to people of this community so they have alternative ways to move around the city outside of just public transportation and owning a car.
The research to do this program started in about 2018. We went through a lot of work to get us to this point. We put out an announcement for a permit program, which this is a pilot. This is going to be for 6 months. Once we get through this, we anticipate in the spring of next year that we'll do a permanent program that'll allow for other vendors to participate in this program. So we're very excited about this day. There's going to be an app in which you can use to rent the vehicles, as well as there's other ways to do it for people who may not have a smartphone. There's a way that you'll be able to go onto the computer and put in a code to get the information to unlock the vehicles, as well as there'll be a number that you can call. We're still in the pandemic of COVID-19, and by having this program, it allows for us to get around without being in cramped spaces.
NewarkGo does aim to link residents to jobs, as Mayor Baraka spoke about. But we also know that we need to provide options for our youth and our students and others to be able to also benefit from these wonderful amenities across our city, like the New York Museum or the NJPAC or other parts at the Prudential Center, and we just really want people to come visit our city. What you can see here is a city, a mayor really building upon equity principles, inclusivity, and finding ways to make things like today happen and have this new multimodal transportation aspect here.
These bikes and scooters represent an entirely new transportation system for Newark, one that's more accessible, equitable, affordable, goals that are central to Mayor Baraka's Newark Forward agenda. And Mayor Baraka is setting a national example for cities during the recovery by bringing more opportunities within reach of every single neighborhood. And I saw how transformative these investments can be when I was Transportation Commissioner in New York City. After we built 400 miles of bike lanes, we saw a 116% increase in ridership. Now over 500,000 people ride bikes in New York City every day, something that was unheard of 10 years ago. And when we launched CityBike, the largest bike share system in North America, we now see 100,000 people a day riding CityBike. 3 million people rode last month alone. Requiring bikes and scooters in equity zones in every ward. Requiring ridership discounts and cashless payment options to low-income riders. To adapted vehicles for the differently able, and incentives for local hiring and job creation. The system is affordable and accessible from the North Ward to the South, from the East Ward to the West. And with 2,000 new e-bikes and scooters available on demand from Bird and Veo in neighborhoods across the city, Newark is kick-starting a revolution in how people get around this city.
Bird's mission is to provide eco-friendly transportation to get people out of cars and onto cleaner forms of transportation. And we think there's no better place to do that than right here in Newark. We look forward to working hand in hand with our community partners on those low-income discounts that Jeanette spoke about, as well as adaptive programs and of course, safety education. We have a lot of great already established partnerships, but look forward to meeting so many more community groups and individuals across the city. We have our Bird Access program, which is $5 a month for unlimited 30-minute rides. So all of those who qualify for state or federal assistance, those who live in Newark Housing Authority can qualify for that program. And of course, we also have our community pricing program where we partner with community groups, and this is extended to seniors, veterans, and a number of other groups where we give a 50% discount for those who register with us.
Just really proud to have our latest technology on these vehicles. The scooters actually talk to the rider when they unlock it and let them know if they're entering a no ride zone or a slow ride zone or something that's been geo-fenced for no parking. So it's easy to understand what's going on. We'll be doing outreach throughout with communities on how to use these vehicles. Affordability, as everyone has mentioned, is super important here, and we're really proud to have an access pricing program that gets 30 minutes of free rides to anyone who qualifies every day, as well as having our bikes priced at just $1 an hour to make sure folks can really get where they need to get.